Good evening. Let me introduce myself. I am Colonel Robert Bowling Poore. That's spelled P-O-O-R-E. Sort of like that new sandwich making its way up here called the Po' Boy sandwich. Don't know if y'all heard of it yet. Anyway, I'm an attorney right here in Appomattox County. My office is that building right back there, the Clover Hill Tavern Guest House. I am on the board of directors of the Appomattox Land and Improvement Company. I was just out here, well, kind of lost in thought, wandering in unfamiliar territory. I got to nodding off. I didn't realize y'all were walking through here. I apologize. I like to come out here in the evenings and take advantage of the peace and quiet, try to put my thoughts in order. It's a very special place. It's incredibly powerful. It's silent, tranquil. That house over yonder, that used to be owned by Wilmer McLean. And it was in that house, in that front parlor, right there, the window on the left-hand side, that General Robert E. Lee surrendered the Army of Northern Virginia to General Ulysses S. Grant. Now, this was not a normal surrender. Never in the history of the world has a defeated enemy been allowed to simply lay down their arms and go home. Never in the annals of history had a foe been treated so kindly and with such magnanimity. I'm sorry, I had a little bit too much to drink for supper. Anyway, it was incredibly special what happened there. In fact, where y'all are standing right now, that's where the infantry surrendered on April 12th. Once again, not what you have expected. As the Southern boys walked down from the other end of the village, there were Yankees lining both sides of the road. And they marched down past the courthouse, got down to about here. The whole route was quiet. There was no catcalling, there was no jeering. The soldiers were met with the silent respect from the federal soldiers. For who better to understand what those Southern boys had been through than the Northern boys who had marched the same roads, slept in the same trenches, eaten the same food, shed the same tears for their loved ones that lost. Gets me thinking about that Appomattox Land and Improvement Company. We have a plan. We want to build a retirement community in this area. A place for old soldiers to come to enjoy life in a peaceful, quiet neighborhood. For what better place for soldiers to find peace than where our nation found peace after 4 long, bloody years of war? Now, I don't mean to put anybody in a rush here, but we're planning on having that house dismantled. We're waiting for bids from Chicago, Illinois. Now, I understand that sounds kind of strange. Why would we take the building to Chicago? Well, I don't know if y'all are aware of it, but come 1893, they're going to have the 400th anniversary of Columbus discovering America. It's called the Columbian Exposition. It's opening in May. And we've been entertaining bids to dismantle this house and move it all the way up there to Chicago and rebuild it. We expect that millions of people are going to come through and visit. And as they do, they're going to hear the story of what happened in that house. And they're going to understand the peace that occurred here. And they're going to learn about that retirement community I mentioned to you. So if you all are looking for some place to retire, my office is right there in that there building. That's Colonel Robert Bowling Poore, Clover Hill Tavern Guest House, Appomattox, Virginia. Or if you'd rather do business through the mail, that's going to be Post Office Box 313, Niagara Falls, New York. Anyway, I can tell you all have some place to be. I'm going to bid you good night, but bear in mind, those plots are going to go fast.